Hey folks, welcome back to Gaming Garbage, where we take a look at games, chat about the gaming news in the industry, and of course, stream for fun. Today we're going over an initial look of Helldivers 2. Now what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to assume that some people haven't played this or don't know much about it. So if you know some of this stuff, hey, just wait on, we'll get a little deeper into it as we get along. But some of the first things that I want to talk
Welcome
about
aboard, Helldiver, and
are just some of the different
congratulations on
game
completing
mechanics
your-
in the game. So let's go over the live service aspect first, okay? Because that's one of the usually bigger concerns with people, especially when you have to pay $40 for a video game. So one thing that is nice is that you are able to work through your own kind of like type of battle pass. And as you can see in the top right of the screen, I have these like gold medals with the skull on it. And as I achieve those, I can unlock all of these in the list. And as you can see, there's quite a few pages, and some of them too also get more expensive as you work through stuff. But these aren't necessarily just cosmetics. They actually have some utility. There's actual different weapons in there. There's also improvements for your character and for your pod. All of these different types of things. And some of these too, of course, are absolutely cosmetic, and they're very reminiscent from other different types of things as well. Now, there are premium kind of like premium war bonds, they call them, but they're like little teeny passes. So these ones actually you have to pay for, and they do cost a little bit more in medals. So basically you pay to unlock the bond, and then you work through the medals that you earn in the game to work through the entire thing. And again, some of these have utilities, some of these also add more stratagems, which we'll get into that in a second. And it's pretty cool, and as you can see, there's actually quite a few of these. And the last one they just added was actually Halo ODST. And so again, you pay for the bond, you work on unlocking all of this type of stuff, and it's cool. And then you can also unlock different skins as well. But yeah, we do have the weapons from the various Halo games, which is wonderful. And yeah, everything should pretty much actually look the same. So I am working on unlocking this. And it's going to take a bit. I could just actually pay for the credits that I need to actually unlock it. I need 1,500, so we're looking at $15, but you can't buy 1,500. You can only buy like, well, I guess you could buy 150 or like a 375. But yeah, it's never perfect. It never works out perfect, right? And that's always the case. But it is really cool that like the Battle Pass actually has some stuff in it. Now, thing too is like valid offers for the Superstore. So these constantly change and shift over time. These are usually a bit more flashy. You know, they add more stuff to it and all of that. And these are basically just different types of armor sets. And they're a variety every so often. And yeah, these constantly change every so often. We can also have our ship. Let's get to our ship here. So, of course, you can name your ship, which is nice. You can change it at any time. And then we also have stratagems. So these are pieces of equipment outside of your normal loadout that you're able to take with you. And you can only take a few of these at a time. We have everything from heavy weapons, big machine guns, anti-armor or personnel. We have rail guns and spear and all of this types of stuff. Now, some of these are associated with premium war bonds, but well over the majority of these, you can just work toward unlocking. As you can see at the bottom right, towards your level, and of course being able to have the appropriate credits to actually purchase it. We also have orbital strikes as well. And again, these are all just incredibly cinematic in the game, and each one kind of has its own different thing, and it shows you what it does, which is nice. We also have different types of airstrikes. We also have a jump pack if you want to be able to just hop around more quickly. There's also other types of orbital strikes as well. There's also gun emplacements. I mean, the sky is basically the limit. You can create minefields, laser cannons, and what's really cool is that depending on who you're fighting, like, there's 3 different races in the game. Depending on who you're fighting or what type of mission you're going for, or whether you're by yourself or with a team, you can basically customize which stratagems you want to take with you as each one does good at a particular type of job, which is great. Next, we have ship modules. These basically take a while to grind for, but as you can see at the bottom, the price is common samples. That's green. And then as you also work through more of the process, you can get to orange samples and also purple samples as well. And yeah, these you basically have to just kind of run into and collect while you're on different missions. But each one improves types of stratagems or improves different types of equipment or abilities or whatever, or lets you come in with fully loaded mags and everything. So yeah, these are kind of cool to actually go through and take a peek at to see what's actually out there. But you are going to grind for them for a while. We also have skins as well. So basically, whatever you've unlocked or bought for yourself, you can unlock those. Let's go to the loadout real quick. So we have our armory. So we have primary weapons. Again, some of these are unlocked for you right away. Others of these are just for specific types of war bonds, or some of these are purchased in the superstore, and then others you just work through the normal kind of like regular, what we would see as a battle pass, like the shotgun or like the submachine gun or the designated marksman rifle. And these two come with it already. We also have secondary weapons because, yeah, sometimes you don't have time to reload, believe me. And we also have throwables as well. So what's really cool with some of these is once you get to a certain level, you can actually customize your gun. Now, again, you have to have the credits, but you can see how it hinders or helps your firearm, depending on your spray pattern, all of that type of stuff, which is awesome. And you basically get to pick between optics, underbarrel, and your muzzle and your magazine on what you actually want to select, again, for the type of mission that you're doing. And then, of course, you can also buy patterns as well, depending on what you would like. And as far as I understand, all of these are actually available to just work through and purchase in the game. Next, this is where your armor is. You can basically select what you'd like, but as you see kind of toward the bottom middle, is that some of these also have different stats. So how well you're protected, how fast you are, how quickly your stamina regens, all of that kind of stuff. The helmet too, every once in a while there's additional perks to different helmets and stuff. But generally speaking, it's just a particular look, and then capes are also usually just a look as well. There's your character. So you can change your body type, you can change your voice pack, which there's only a few. There's also emotes that you can have. There's victory poses, your player card, kind of like that normal type of stuff we would think of. And then there's also boosters you can also unlock. Now, something that if you're in a party, if someone chooses a booster, no one else can use it within the party. They have to pick another one. So the more of these you actually have available, the better. And then you also have all of your career stats and everything that you can actually take a look at. Now, my favorite thing about the game so far that I just think is so cool is actually the galactic map. Now, there's a lot of stuff here, so we're going to start from the beginning and work our way in. So as you can see, this is our actual map. This is the whole universe of Helldivers. You can see on the left side how many Helldivers are currently active, how many total enemies are killed, how many Helldivers have died, all of that stuff. Over on the right, you have your particular orders that the entire community is working toward. And then each color associated on the board with Earth in the middle, Super Earth in the middle, excuse me, is the different type of races that we have to deal with. So we have the Illuminate, Automatons, and the Tyranids. And basically your bugs, your zombies, to a degree, and also your robots. And let me tell you, the robots are absolutely freaking brutal. But again, each race has different tactics, different types of things to do. Also, there's different types of missions as well, because again, each type of race is different, so there's also different types of missions. But basically, you just select a piece, and then you can see the types of planets that you can actually fight on. And all of these little kind of connecting lines, sometimes there's a bonus. Well, this used to be one. Like, Poor Boar Rock was actually supplying an invasion to take over this planet, and we didn't get that, so now we gotta actually liberate this planet, which we're working on. And all of this actually runs completely in real time. So as you can see, there's currently 92,000 players just on this planet alone, and this is what I've been working on too since this morning. And also see what your friends are, all that jazz. So yeah, it's cool. Sometimes, again, there's things to take care of or kind of, you know, defend. There's also an orbital station for the Helldivers that can also give different buffs and stuff. And you get to vote on all of that, which is awesome. And so, yeah, it tells you kind of what we're working toward, what we're building toward, what we would like to have or what you can donate toward, and then also where you would like the station to actually be. And you get to, the whole community gets to vote on all of this, which is awesome. Let's see, let's just pick one here. I'm already here. at Tarek. So when you select an actual planet, you can move the entire thing around, and other people in your party can kind of point or tell you where they would like to do, or what they'd like to do, or where they'd like to go. But basically, you can pick one, and depending on your difficulty level, which you can select with the tabs, and depending on what difficulty you're picking, is going to dictate how many missions there are and what type of missions those are. And you can kind of read about it, you can kind of get a look at the map, and basically you get to pick where you land, and then you just absolutely run amok and try to get all of the objectives done within your time limit, which is usually about 40 minutes. There's also dispatches too, so this is telling you what's happening in the world, and also effects, which tells you the type of benefits that you're currently getting with where you are. And again, you can move your ship anywhere, at any point, anytime.
How dare the enemy sully our well-swept streets?
Actually, I don't want to totally screw myself. But yeah, let's just go here real quick.
Jump to the Ameria system.
So you can pick a planet, you'll immediately blip there in your own ship, and then you'll arrive at a certain place. Again, there's the station. It looks like a AA-12 shotgun, I think, aiming toward the planet, which I think is extremely fitting.
Mission coordinates locked.
And then each one of these ships is another player or another team that is currently on the planet. And when they use their stratagem, when they use something else or actually head off to the planet, you actually get to see those ships actually engage and interact. And sometimes the space can be extremely, extremely full. Yeah, basically you just hop into your hell pod and off you go. And you'll see some gameplay a little bit later, toward the end. But I just think it's really cool, like, how they have worked on all of this, because, again, all of this runs in real time. And the whole game has, like, a dungeon master, just like in D&D, that's able to pick and choose what happens in the game, and then the whole player base actually has to respond to it. And the player base gets to decide how they want to respond to it. So, yeah, personally, I just think it's really, really cool that we actually get this. So yeah, the game is a blast. It's simple. It's nothing fancy. The graphics aren't amazing. There's no ray tracing. There's no like real 4K textures. But the game is under 40 gigs. It's not incredibly huge, but again, the game still looks well enough. As for glitches, I haven't really had any. It's actually had a pretty good launch, and it's a good port for Xbox. And again, this is all cross-platform, so don't have to worry about where you're playing. Everybody can just play anywhere. You also have your menu, so you get to see who's in your squad. You can play through the tutorial, again, which you get to do that in the first place. You can see who your friends are, recently played with, friends requests, all of that stuff. And then you also have your options as well. And you can... It's actually pretty detailed for your options, which is nice. So you can tweak your aiming mode, you can tweak your visuals, and how much camera shake you want, and how much sharpness and depth of field and blur, and what type of, how you want your open mic to be, if you want one, how your HUD is, all of this different type of stuff. So it's really, really cool. And you can even change your bindings for your controller, which is wonderful. So however you want to play, however you want to do it, the devs just give you the objective, tell you what's going on in the world, and then you get to decide how you actually want to do it. So it's actually really, really cool. So for the game itself, there's a few bugs. Okay, there's a few issues with shaders. There's some other things that are kind of a little bit frustrating, but overall for the game itself, it runs actually really well. But yeah, honestly, it's pretty good for the game that it is. And again, there's different titans. The enemies get more challenging as the difficulty goes up. There's a different type of missions and things like that, which is cool. And it's pretty sweet. I mean, it is just a really fun game to be able to enjoy it. Again, it doesn't look amazing, but man, the gameplay is completely there for people that just want to play around. And again, they can play it by themselves, they can play it with other players, up to 4. It's always drop in, drop out, as you just got to see. And they've done a really, really good job
Allied
here.
Destroyer has left squadron.
And this too is completely different from what they made with Helldivers 1. So when they make Helldivers 3, or whatever other game they're making, I'm super excited, and they're not going to be doing a deal with Sony next time for exclusivity. They're just going to self-publish on their own because, yeah, they've well overmade, like over $500 million. They've made plenty with this game, and so they're just going to self-publish their next game, and everybody's going to be able to play it all at the same time. And if they've done this level already with a AA budget,
Repeat. Helldivers to Hellpods.
you know, which is like a few, you know, tens of millions. I don't even think this is a $100 million game. I'm super excited for what they would do with like a AAA budget, but it's super reminiscent and based off of Starship Troopers. They've just done a really phenomenal job. And the biggest thing about the game, folks, it's just fun. That is the biggest thing. You never know exactly what's going to happen. Even in the middle of a mission, you can have people leave. You can have people jump right in. And even down on the planet's surface. It is a total blast. So yeah, for this game, it can get a little bit repetitive, especially by yourself, so it's best played with other people. But yeah, this would be an extremely like strong 8 out of 10 on Xbox. Probably like an 88 or like an 87. Again, there's a few little shader issues. There's a few little bugs here and there in the kind of sandbox environment that you get to see. But generally speaking, everything works and runs like it's supposed to. Things look good enough, and the frame rate actually stays pretty stable during combat. Now, the initial kind of drop-in, I'll try to put this here. During the initial drop-in, you'll see frames go from like, 5 to 8 frames per second and then jump back up again. And that's when it's actually loading in the world, I believe. And, yeah, they've done a phenomenal job. So thanks for tuning in, folks. I'll go ahead and let you guys see some gameplay here. And, yeah. What do you guys think of Helldivers? Are you excited to try it? Again, it's $40. That's pretty cheap compared to $70. And, yeah, for $40, it's amazing. Or if you're using some Xbox rewards points to get some credit that you can use to make the game even a little bit cheaper still.
Helldivers to Hellpods. Repeat.
Man,
Helldivers to Hellpods.
it's worth it. It's a blast. And, like, the day this actually launched, it completely maxed out the server. Like, they had server space for 400,000, and we maxed it out on launch day after hours of gameplay. But more people were just coming online. So, yeah, during the weekend, we'll actually see how many people we get, but I'm expecting this to be quite a few people actually playing. So, thanks for tuning in, folks. You can always find me at GamingGarbage22 over at YouTube. Don't forget to our playlist, and if something isn't for you, whether a playlist or a video, don't sweat it. Just move on to the next thing. I have various content that's coming out every week. And we actually got a lot going on this week, or this month as well. I mean, I got to go grab Metal Gear Solid Delta. We'll take a look at that. I also want to do Delta Force if I have time. I'm doing Helldivers right now. I want to do my final review. I'm almost done beating the game for Wu Chang Fallen Feathers. And then there's also Chronos the New Dawn. And then there's also Gears Reloaded. So I got a bunch. For Chronos the New Dawn, I'm going to stream the entire campaign, have an initial look when I feel like I've gone far enough, and then when I've beaten the game, I'll have a final review for that. And that starts on September 5th, if you're interested. And I'll be streaming the whole thing on Twitch. You can follow me at Don't Tread on Thee. And then, yeah, of course, when I'm playing games and not doing something like this, I'll definitely chat with you guys while I'm playing. So, yeah, what do you guys think of the game? I think the game is phenomenal. Everybody that I've encountered has been really, really kind and fun to play with. And nobody's a dick. It's kind of nice. So with that, folks, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys on the next one.
Super Earth, our home. Prosperity. Liberty. Hi there. Democracy. Our way of life. Oh, hello. But freedom doesn't come free. No! Sweet liberty! No! Look familiar?
Scenes like these are happening all over the galaxy right now. You could be next. That is, unless you make the most important decision of your life. Prove to yourself that you have the strength and the courage to be free.
Join the Helldivers. Become part of an elite peacekeeping force! See exotic new life forms. And spread managed democracy throughout the galaxy. Become a hero. Become a legend. Become a Helldiver.